All right, we'll go ahead and get started in about 5 or 10 minutes. And so if you want to grab a drink, if you need to use the restroom, it's right up the ramp and through the double doors of the round building up front. And there's restrooms up there if you need to use the restroom, but we'll get started in about 5-10 minutes. Thank you. Also, there's extra chicken, salads, and desserts up there. If you want to grab one, go ahead and go to forth. Surprising that day. All right, we'll go ahead and get started with our program. We'll let everyone go ahead and get seated. All right, thank you so much for being out here and coming out and celebrating our sports season this year and celebrating our seniors, celebrating families. And I mean, if you look around, we had a great year. I love seeing everybody here and seeing, I mean, a full tent. And next year we're going to have to do it somewhere else. I don't know. We keep growing like this. So praise the Lord for that. And so first off, I want to give a big thank you that all that's gone into tonight. Mrs. Nayrag, if you can stand wherever Mrs. Nayrag is, give her a round. She's just stepped out, so she's very happy about that. So thank her if you would. She put all the decorations together. She had all this idea, the posters, everything. So anything that goes good tonight, it was her. And then I also want to say a special thank you to the Hagans, or Mrs. Hagan, Mrs. Wiles, and Miss Montgomery, and Coach King for coming up and helping. And most importantly, though, I want to thank the twins. The twins, they set every table here. They put the plates, forks, and almost put the napkins right, all right? There's Mrs. Nayrag. You can give her a round of applause now. And then I want to say thank you to the Foxes for cooking tonight. If you thought the food was good, you can give them a round of applause. And so this has been a phenomenal year. I have thoroughly enjoyed this year, getting to coach, getting to be the athletic director, getting to see everything that was accomplished this year. And so this will be a good night to celebrate. We came into this year with big shoes to fill, and I think everyone stepped up, from the volleyball to basketball to football to Spirit Club. We added 5th and 6th grade. Wow, that was a blast, all right? And it was a lot of fun. I'm not gonna say there was no trials, but it was a lot of fun. And seeing them come in and the potential that they have, and seeing what they're going to do is awesome. And it was fun for Alan. Doing burpees, oh man, it was just fun, all right? But 5th and 6th grade was great. The upperclassmen did a great job of showing them what is necessary to be a well-balanced student athlete. And I think that's something that I don't want to miss. We're celebrating sports tonight, but these are not just sports stars. These are not just sports people. They are student athletes. They're passing their classes, but most of them are. They're covering their classes. They're working at home, I hope. They're doing stuff. We have 17 student athletes that play piano. We have 15 that are in the band, 30 sing in special music groups. All of them are passing, and so I think they're great. They are active in their churches and soul winning, nursing homes, bringing others to church. weekly visitation. Church is not something that they do, but it's their life. And then they do sports on the side. And I think that the student athletes deserve a round of applause for a great year. Shifting to our sports, we had an excellent, as the girls had a regular season of 8-2. The guys finished undefeated in both sports, so they did great. We had 3 all-state selections. We finished 5th in volleyball in the state of Florida. We finished 3rd in football, and we finished 5th in basketball in the state of Florida. So phenomenal job. We were doubted this year, but everyone stepped up. As athletic director, I'm super proud of all that they accomplished, and so let's give them another round of applause. And while the students have done great, we could not have done it with our wonderful staff of people. It takes a village, right? It takes a ton of people, right? The administration, Pastor, giving us the opportunity to coach, make people run, it was fantastic. So thank you, Pastor. And thank you, Brother Medford, for the opportunity, for all of the, allowing us to do all that we do. Making sure that the schedule is clear for us. So thank you both so much. And then I want to say thank you to all the coaches. They're a great group of people. And I wouldn't want to do it with anybody else. So at this time, we'll name all the coaches. We have Coach Martinez. He's my right-hand man. He does all my stuff. I want to recognize Coach Neal. This is her first year of volleyball, and she made a tremendous impact on the girls. And then all of our assistant coaches, Coach John Mark, our Coach Depot, Coach King, or Drill Sergeant King, as people know her. Coach Marino, she could stand, but it doesn't matter. She did a great job this year. And then Coach Caleb, this is his first year helping us coaching. So we really appreciate him. But we want to thank them for obviously their sacrifice of their time, their effort, their energy, every day coming, and then many unseen hours of their film study. Beating their heads against the wall. And so the coaches' families, thank you so much for allowing your spouse, significant other to coach, because it is a toll. It's something that they sacrifice time away from their family, and so they're a great group of people, and so thank you all very much to all the coaches. Then we want to thank the Foxes again for running our concession stand this year, and they did a great job. And if you came by the concession stand, there's always food, fun times, and never ice. So that was my fault, though. Okay. So thank you all. Thank you to the Foxes so much. And then I want to thank all of the people who have line judged, football, chain gang, doing the clock on the fly, whatever it was that was needed. Everybody here helped in some way or another, and so thank you all so much for doing all that. And then some special people, Miss Nelson. Miss Nelson loves being, talked about, and so I get to talk about it. No, she was faithfully taking everyone's money, and so thank you so much, Miss Nelson, for stealing everyone's money and giving some to the sports program. All right. We want to thank our social media team, Coach Neal and then Harper, making sure the live streams were good. I know some of you took advantage of that, being able to watch the live streams, and just don't listen to what Harper said. And Miss Neal doing all the posts, making sure they look good. All these posters are from what she did, so thank you all so much. We want to thank our title sponsors too. These are people that they gave at least $1,000. Most of them gave over $1,000. Lifetime Enclosures, Enclosed Cafe, Roof Solutions, Banquet, EK, and then many other smaller donations from y'all, from companies, and so just thank y'all, thank all of them. Thank you to Mrs. Nagrab once again, because she does all the behind the scenes stuff. She does the making sure we have, the whatever those forms are. All our forms we got to send to them. But she has all. Make sure all the we have the van ready. She makes sure we have the bus ready. She says, Stephen, go do this, and I do it. And so thank you thank you to everybody. Thank you to our whole staff. Let's give them another round of applause. And then lastly, I want to say thank you to you as parents. Thank you for entrusting us to help train your young people and help them a little bit as they grow closer to God, as they become productive men and women that you guys know they can be and we know they can be. And so it has been great, and I appreciate the opportunity so much. So thank you so much to the parents. I want to especially mention the senior parents. As this is your last go around, unless you have another kid in sports for this kid, and just thank you all so very much for your years and years and years of showing up to games, cheering on the guys, cheering on the girls, and I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I always say we have the best fans in the world, and I can prove it because look at our home games and look at our away games, and it's the same amount of people. We go to gyms and we take them over. They're having a home game and we have more fans in their home game. And I love that. That's awesome. And so thank you all so much. So thank you. So everybody, let's give a round of applause to the parents for all of their do. All right, so thank you so much. All right, well, let's move on to the good sports. All right, all the sports. All the sports are good sports, and so we're excited about that. So we'll start with our football, so I can get Coach Gordon, Coach Martinez up here. And in football this year, we had a great year, fantastic year, and we had some big shoes to fill. You lose your starting quarterback, you lose one of your receivers, you lose one of your defensive backs, you lose your safety. That was just two people. And that's how we run sports around here, all right? And to replace all those positions, I mean, the amount of work that the guys put in was incredible. And seeing them all grow and become better was just so much fun. I mean, the guys just kept stepping up, making plays after play after play. We had a few people step up who had never played football before or who had never given their all, and now they were giving their all. It was so much fun to see this year and see all the guys come together. And, you know, it was fun to see the regulars do what they do. We finished the season undefeated at 8-0 and getting third at state. I think that's pretty remarkable. All right? I remember after the final whistle and at state, and the guys had given their all. I mean, they were exhausted. They could barely cry. They were so exhausted. But the other coach came up to me and he said, I've never played a team that fought so hard. And I absolutely agree. And as I look at this team, man, I wholly agree. Football team, you gave every ounce all year long, from 5th and 6th graders who, man, you ran onto the field and just picked up a tee. And you're like, oh, that's nothing. That's huge. Giving your all and just having that team effort. So I want to thank the 3-time undefeated North champions, Berean Christian Academy flag football team. Y'all come on up. Congratulations. All right, and at this time, we'll have Brother Martinez come up and give his report.
All right. Again, I want to thank all of you who participated in our sports. It was a great year. I enjoyed coaching, getting the opportunity to coach football. And in the time that we live in, the NIL and reclassification and all those things, the athletic board of BCA has just notified me that all the seniors, you got one more year of eligibility. We're good, except for Ben. No eighth year. Sorry. These seniors are leaving a big hole, not just in our athletic program, but in every area here at BCA. But it is a hole that the next group of young men will have the opportunity to step into. I'm very proud of these seniors and everything they've done during their time here at BCA. Let's give them another round of applause. They're going to get ticket out. The first award that I'd like to present tonight is our Defensive Player of the Year award. If the MVP is the engine that runs the team, then the DPOY would definitely have to be the tires of that vehicle. Not always flashy, not always loud unless you live in Middleburg, but absolutely paramount to the success of the team. This young man, like a good set of tires, ran all over the field. He was beaten up. He was pulled from sideline to sideline, but he just kept rolling. In a brand new system, he was the man in the middle, the balance of our defense and the steady force that kept everything moving. This year's Defensive Player of the Year goes to Mr. Hunter Fox. And now, to keep the same theme going along, for our Heart Award, if the MVP is the engine and the Defensive Player of the Year are they are the tires, then the heart is the gasoline that propels our team just a little further. This young man, although he has been with us for a short time, became a pivotal piece in this year's success. From never having played football before to becoming the tip of the spear for our defense. He brought an ignitability and edge to what was already the strongest part of our team. He showed a willingness to learn, to adapt, and a willingness to lay it all out on the field, to sacrifice, even almost sacrifice a hip. This year's Heart Award goes to Mr. Caleb Conley. Next award that we have, we'll be doing our Offensive Player of the Year. And this year, I was excited to get this young man and have him come up. And a steep learning curve, learning a new offensive system and trying to utilize his talents. And he was vital to our success. Two last drives that stick in my mind were when we beat the defending champs on their field, 7 o'clock on Friday night, because they thought they were going to mollywop us. In a full house, and when I told him kneel the ball, we won the game. And he looked at me and he said, "Are you sure, Coach? Sure we can't run another play? Let's score another touchdown." And I love that, because that was that mentality of, man, I want to win so bad. And then the other drive that will always be etched in my mind is the last drive of our state tournament. When he had gotten injured on defense, and he looked me in the eye and said, "Coach, you got to put me in one more time. You got to let me finish this game." And to see him go out there, injured, trying to throw it, not successful, but he knows that in anything that he does in life, he can get back up and try again. This year's Offensive Player of the Year is Taylor Healy. All right, and then we have our most improved. And most improved is always a fun one to me. That's the guy that maybe not got all the stats, doesn't have all that, but he's improved so much, and he improved much because of his tremendous work ethic. He put in every practice, every time we ran, every time we did burpees. If you don't know, we did hundreds of burpees this year, and I'm sure your kids have told you about how awesome burpees are. And then I remember this player, he came to me, and injuries are a common theme here, but he had hurt his finger, and he said, "Can I still play?" And I was like, "Well, you can't play with a brace on unless it's covered." And he was like, "Well, I can wear a glove, and I'm going to try to pull a flag with a brace on my finger and keep on going." And I love that spirit, that effort, that drive. So this year's most improved player is Solomon Banquet. All right, now we have our Greg Neal Most Valuable Player, and I don't think anybody's wondering who this is that plays football with us. But this year has been a culmination of a lot of hard work. This player has some God-given talent. He does things every practice, every game that I'm like, if I did that, I would be dead. My body doesn't move like that. But he never rested on his talent. And that's what I love. He worked his tail off. Every practice, he worked his tail off. And the guys, they can attest to that. That this was the hardest working player on our team. When he would come in with knees swollen like balloons, and I would say, "All right, you have to go 50% today." And the first play, he's diving after a flag. That's the kind of guy, that's the kind of work ethic that he put in. And I appreciate it, and I will miss his drive, his tenacity, and inevitably he would break somebody's ankles. But so this year's Greg Neal MVP, Nathan Burks. All right, it's been good so far, and so let's move on to our ladies sports. So Coach Neal, you can come on up, and as we celebrate volleyball, and you can give her a round of applause.
Well, I first want to thank Brother Medford and Brother John for the opportunity to coach. This was my first season as a head coach, and it really was a dream come true for me, and I could not have asked for a better first season. I also want to thank my assistant coaches because we absolutely could not have done what we did this season without them. Miss Moreno, she was with the JV girls, and she invested so much into those girls. And so I think she deserves another round of applause. She ran all the summer practices this summer. She was out there 3 times a week for 4 hours in the sun, and invested in the girls all summer. And she was my right-hand woman on the sidelines, and I had 16 girls to deal with, and I could not have done it without her. I could not have done it without Coach Moreno, so I think Coach Chaney deserves a round of applause. I want to thank the parents of the girls for trusting me to coach your daughters. I am very grateful for you and your support. It really makes such a huge difference when your parents are on board, and you were really blessed this season with great parents and fans, so thank you. I would also like to thank my girls for their hard work this season and for their support of their coach. I am sure there were times when they did not understand why I made them do certain things, such as run their mile multiple times or 17 leaf runs, shout out Ashley. And I am sure there were times when I definitely was far from their favorite person, but they supported me and listened all season, and I could not have asked for a better group of girls to be my first team. This was supposed to be a year of rebuilding, which is usually some people's nice way of saying you graduated half your starters, so good luck. But this was not a season of rebuilding. This was a season of breakthrough for these girls. We graduated many of our best players last season, and we have a lack of upperclassmen this year. But regardless, we saw success this season, and it is a showcase of the hard work that these girls put in to fill in the gap. 3 of my 6 starters are only in 8th grade, and one of them is in 9th. And those 8th graders, it was only their 2nd year playing, and they did not really play much the first year. And I think that's incredible because you would never know that. Half of my starters, like I said, this was their first year getting playing time. And every single one of my starters this year played a different position this year than they have ever played. And you would not know that. I'm only saying this to brag on them a little bit because that is proof of the work that they put in not just during this season, but in the off season before. Most of the teams we play, especially at the state tournament, their starting squads consist of juniors and seniors who have been playing for 5 or 6 years, and their schools have hundreds of students. But these girls, in their rebuilding year, won 5th place at the state tournament, the same as last year. And this is a major accomplishment, and I am beyond proud of them. So I'm going to go ahead and ask the girls to come up to the front. Thank you.
Behind every great team is a great coach who believes in their players. And that's what Miss Neal has done for us this year. Having a new coach isn't easy. New expectations, new routines, but one thing stayed the same. We still ran lines. But through all the changes, you kept us going, pushed us to do our best on and off the court. Being a coach isn't just about winning games. It's about celebrating the highs and helping us through the lows. And our highs are super high, and our lows are very, very low. But you stayed patient as much as possible. You encouraged us and believed in us, even when we didn't. This season might not have been undefeated, but the numbers don't tell the whole story. We grew as a team, we supported each other, and played with heart. The team you see now, you helped shape and build it. Miss Neal, thank you. Thank you for your time, your energy, and your patience. You didn't just coach us, you challenged us. You helped us become better players and better people. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you.
I don't even know what to say. Thank you girls so much. I couldn't have done it without you. Yes, I guess you guys did. They were all making bets on if I was going to start crying or not, and I don't think that's fair. So I'm going to ask Ms. Moreno now to come up. She's going to give out our JV awards for the class.
I would like to start by thanking Miss Neal and Brother Zarn and Brother Medford for allowing me the opportunity to help assistant coach volleyball. I'm usually in my little elementary bubble, so this kind of got me out of it, and I was able to spend a lot of time with older elementary girls, who also I taught when they were little, and then the teenage girls. I got to learn a little bit more about them, and that was actually very fun for me and very helpful for me. It also gave me an opportunity to just branch out a little bit from what I always do and to experience something new. Before I present the words, Evangeline gave us a wonderful speech, but I also wanted to brag on Miss Neal for just a second because I've learned a lot about this sport from her. I had very great coaches when I was in school, and I know there have been a lot of great coaches that have come through the school throughout the years, but I really believe that Miss Neal is one of the most knowledgeable coaches that I've seen. She's wonderful at what she does. She's good at what she does. I'm not. But the girls figured out this year that I was the weak link when they were playing against the coaches. So shout out to Evangeline again. But I just want to say to the girls that I hope you don't take for granted that you get to learn from her, because she spends a lot of time studying film and learning the rules of the game. That way you can play to the best of your potential. So I just wanted to encourage you guys in that. Now on to the JV girls. We are very, very proud of all 6 of you. You guys have something that me, Miss Neal, and Miss King did not have when we were in school. You have the opportunity to start very young, which increases your potential for playing when you get older. And so we're very, very proud of you guys. You guys did a really great job working hard, so I know you guys are excited to hear your awards, but you all have something to be proud of at the end of this night. The first award to be presented for our JV is the Most Improved Award. Just this week, Miss Neal and I were watching a clip of the JV girls passing during one of the first practices they ever had. And if they were to look back, even they would say, whoa, look how far we've come, because it has been very far that you have come since those passing drills. But you all improved. The athlete receiving this award tonight, though, improved in the way that she did and the amount she did because of the effort that she put in, particularly in our summer practices. This particular athlete showed up to every single summer practice this summer, and it helped her tremendously. Many of those practices that she was at, she was the only JV player that was there. Because of that, she was required to do everything that the varsity was going to have to do. And I know that that was really hard on her because she's young. It was hot. Her friends weren't there to do it with her. It was frustrating, and I know that she struggled through it. There were even tears sometimes. But not once did she complain, not once did she whine or have a bad attitude. She just did exactly what she could to the best of her ability. And today, I believe 1,000% that she's better in her game for it. If she looks back, I hope that she can see that one day as well. When game time came, she was always one of the first JV players that Miss Neal called on to go sub in. And I know that that happened because we could depend on her to play what she learned throughout the summertime. I believe that effort equals improvement. She is the most improved player tonight because I believe she did the work that is required in order to improve. And so we're very excited to present JV's Most Improved Award to Aura Freet. Our second and final award for our JV team is our Coaches Award. And I would first like to take this opportunity to describe what this award means to me as a coach. And I think that all the coaches here would agree why we present this award and what we look for in a player that earns this award. I want to be clear that this award is not based on talent, although this player developed her talent very well this season. It was rather based on character. The willingness that she had to do what it took to be the best athlete that she could be where she was. A few things that we looked for was her effort during practice. She did the best she could at practice, and she was there as often as she could be. She was lifting her teammates instead of tearing them down, and this is huge because, especially at their young age, the way you treat your teammates has a huge impact on how your team plays. She listened to her coaches and learned from the instruction. She did not balk at anything that we corrected her in. She's new, so there was a lot of correcting, but she did not complain about it, and she just did her best to implement what we told her. I think one of the games, she served like 10 or 11 serves in a row, And I think we actually had 2 girls to achieve that. And I remember Miss Neal looked down at me and said, "How many is this?" And I think at that time she was at number 7. And I said, "Where in the world did these serves come from? Because we have not seen this yet this season." And so I know that was exciting for her. It was exciting for us to see, but that only happened because she implemented what we were trying to teach her to do. She also kept her head up when things went wrong, and they did. But as a player, everyone will make a mistake, everybody will miss a serve, everybody will give a bad pass, but she didn't give up, she kept on going. She had a good attitude regardless of the situation. There were several times the whole team had to run or do an extra drill, and it wasn't always her fault. Sometimes it was a team thing, sometimes there were certain people who didn't reach expectations, but we never heard her call anybody out, we never heard her whine, complain at somebody else. She kept her mouth shut, she did what she was told, and it helped her. Another thing that we look for is being a leader on the court, and I understand that in the JV, that opportunity does not come often, but I know there were at least 2 times where the court was only JV girls, and that is a great opportunity for them to show us what they can do, because they didn't have Penelope out there to set a ball to them. One of them had to go get it. And they didn't have Brooke to receive or Zoe to receive. They had to step up. And I think that this girl did that. And because of that, she became very dependable. We knew if we put her on the court, she would follow through with what she was taught. We knew that she would do exactly what she needed to do to get the ball over the net. You could describe this kind of player as one who is well-rounded. We don't need everyone to be the best offensive player or everyone to be the best defensive. That's the beauty of a team. They all have strengths and weaknesses, and they kind of bring them and work together to play the game. And this award is a big deal. The players on each team that earned this award tonight should be proud of themselves because their character on the court means more to the coaches than raw talent. So we're very excited to present JV's Coaches Award to Emma Jim.
And now I will present the varsity awards. The first award is the Defensive Player of the Year. This player has put in so much work this season. She is not the biggest, flashiest, or even tallest player on the court, but her defense is unmatched. So often I would watch game film after a game and I would notice this player's defense. She is constantly reading the other team's offense and making the necessary adjustments. She was not afraid to get on the floor or the concrete. She reads the game so well and definitely has some natural talent, but she is also such a hard worker. She has put in so much work in just this last season on her defense specifically. She even for a short time had a private coach working with her on defense during the off season. This is only her 2nd season, and last season she did not start or get much playing time because it was only her 1st season. But her hard work earned her place on the court this season, and we relied on her defensive skills heavily. And so this year's Defensive Player of the Year is Miss Emily Aramis. Next is our Offensive Player of the Year. And prior to this season, I do not think this girl would ever imagine getting any type of award with the word offense on it. She is and has been in the past a very excellent defensive player. At the beginning of the season, we were rebuilding our offense from scratch, basically. We had graduated all of our hitters and setters from last season. At the beginning of the season, there was a lot of moving players around in different positions, just seeing where things clicked. This girl's comfort zone was defense. But as practices went by, I began to realize that she could be very useful on offense. I still am not quite sure how she manages to hit as hard as she does, because she's not the tallest, but I know she has put in so much work into hitting this season to fill in the role that she was placed in. When we went to the North Kissimmee tournament, as we were playing, the principal there who was running the tournament was sitting next to Ms. Nayrag at the table. and made the comment somewhere along the lines of how in the world is that girl in the middle hitting like that? And she was constantly working on her swing, constantly asking me what she needed to adjust, and constantly working or conniving with her setter to set up different trick plays. I knew I could count on her to make the adjustments I told her to in games. I would tell them to change the offense in some way, and she would nod her head and do it, regardless if she agreed. And you could tell that she really fell in love with playing the middle this season, and she was always scared that I was going to move her or put her somewhere else. This girl went from being a strictly defensive player to one of our most reliable and formidable hitters in one season. And this year's Offensive Player of the Year is Miss Banquet. Next, I will present the Most Improved. Giving out a Most Improved award on a team where I think every single player had incredible improvement was really hard. But there is one that I think the amount of improvement I saw in such a short amount of time is remarkable. This season was this girl's second season playing. Last season, she didn't play much, but she showed up to practice, and when she sat on the bench, she watched the girls on the court. In practice, at the beginning of the season, I started to see glimpses of the potential that this player had, and at the time, she was not a starter. I decided to start her at the Jamboree, and she was so terrified to start in her first game ever that I ended up having to pull her out because she was literally frozen in fear on the court. I didn't start her the next game, but I ended up putting her in halfway through for an injured player. That was that Creekside game. It was our first league game of the season, and it was super close, and it ended up going to 5 sets, which we did win. But this girl, I remember looking down at the bench. I needed to put someone in, and I looked at her and I said, "Are you ready to go in?" And she literally looked at me like, because she was so scared. But I decided to start her for the rest of the season, and I watched with every game her get more and more confident. The team had a running joke all season that this girl was just good at everything, but it did get to a point where it felt like that really was the case. She became one of our most formidable outside hitters by the end of the season, and she really does have a terrifying swing. She went from bench player to earning our team's all-conference award at the state tournament in just one season, and I personally think that that is an incredible improvement. So this year's Most Improved Award is Miss Zoe Dyer. Next is the Coaches Award. And I see the Coaches Award as someone who I as the coach want to recognize, not just for their performance on the court, but for their leadership and example off of the court. This player is of high value to her team. She helps everyone on and off the court. She was a leader and she led by example as well. I knew I could fully rely on this girl for anything, and her team knew they could rely on her too. This girl has put in an immeasurable amount of work into this sport over the years. And I know that because in the 4 years that I have been here, I have watched her stay after every single practice, asking what she can work on. I've seen her overcome tough hurdles and improve in every area. I think this girl had an incredible season, and she is unrecognizable as a player, even from just last season. In this season, she was actually able to earn her dream position halfway through the season that I don't think she ever thought she would get. And trust me, I made her work for it because I never planned for her to play in that position, and she managed to change my mind by just her performance. She never once asked for it. This player always puts her team first. One example is at the state tournament in our rotation. She was supposed to come in and play defense for some of our hitters on the back row. The last game of the tournament, the girls were playing amazing, and it was a great game. The girls that were on the court were playing phenomenal defense. And I came to a point where I realized that I had not seen my libero in for several rotations. So I looked down at her funny on the bench, And she just threw her arms up and looked at me and said, "They're clicking." As to say that the girls that were out there, they were clicking together and they had great momentum. And she recognized that and said, "I'm not going to throw it off just to get myself playing time." Now, I do agree that the girls that were out there were in fact playing great defense, but I don't think she would have messed it up because there was a reason she was wearing that different color jersey. But that is just one example of how this girl always puts her teammates and what's best for the whole team before herself. And I'm so, so proud of her. And so this year's Coaches Award goes to Miss Evangeline. And lastly, we have our most valuable player. There really was zero question in my mind for the MVP this season. This girl was thrown into a challenging role with a lot of pressure at the beginning of the season. And while there was a learning curve for her at the beginning, she did not just get by, she excelled. I never had to question what I was getting from her in a game. I went into every game knowing that she would perform at her very best from the first point until the last, just as she had every other game this season. And her team relied on that consistency. There are times that I have wondered if she even had any emotions at all, because no matter what happened, or good or bad, I got the same reaction from her. But I have learned over the years that she is constantly observing and constantly learning and improving. She is the type of player that you can correct and she will never argue. She just nods and immediately makes the correction. And I know there were times when she did not agree, but she never once pushed back about anything. The pressure of the position she played was great, but she rose to the challenge every time she stepped on the court. I watched her take criticism from many, good or bad, and use it to fuel her, not frustrate her. She truly was the anchor of our team in the middle of the court. When the team started to fall apart, it was her consistency that helped ground them again. As a setter, you get blamed for literally everything, and I never once saw her ever blame a teammate or react to any type of criticism herself. She would simply make the adjustments if needed and return back to her spot for the next play. She completely ran our entire offense. Our offense this season was beyond what I think anyone, including myself, imagined it could be in a rebuilding season. And a lot of that falls on this girl's shoulders. She touches the ball in every possession and makes roughly 33% of the team's total contacts. In a position like this, you have to be reliable and able to make adjustments where needed. And she was more than reliable and more than flexible. This was her first year playing the setter, and if you watched her by the end of the season, you would never know that. In seasons past, she hid in the background, but this season, there was a gap to fill, and she rose to the challenge. So this year's MVP is Miss Penelope Bassett.
She's done. All right. Thank you so much, and man, Volleyball Bros, great year, and excited to see what y'all do next year, and it's going to be fun. Next, we're moving on to our seniors. All right. Seniors, why don't y'all just make your way up here? And man, I appreciate our seniors so much. We've already said a lot about them, and many of them have been here for a long time, and they've gotten to know me, and I've gotten to know them, and it's crazy the hard work that these young men have put in. They push themselves farther than they ever thought, and seriously, I can say I love y'all, and I look forward to seeing all that you will do with your lives. Thank you for giving a lasting tradition. your tradition of work, your tradition of dedication, the tradition of an extra mile, not just running, the tradition of balance. Tradition never graduates, and I appreciate the senior class. Let's give them a round of applause. We have Nathan Burns, Taylor Conlon, Hunter Fox, Taylor Healy, Benjamin Pulse, and Elijah Wilson. Let's give them a round of applause. And guys, we've gotten you a medal that says victory, back to back, 3-time state champs, and so each of y'all get one of those. So can you give another round of applause? Thank you to our senior class. We appreciate y'all. What do you want?
Basically, as seniors, we want to say a little something about the coaches. So can we have all the basketball and football coaches come up here real quick? All the basketball. Give them a hand as they come up here. First of all, I'd like to say a little something about Coach Depot. So for all you that are wondering why I'm calling him Coach Depot, let me explain. So it all started about 2 years ago. It was his first year of being our assistant coach in flag football. And he would always come to practice in his bright neon green Home Depot shirt, or his bright neon orange, Home Depot shirt. And so eventually, I think like after a few weeks, we kind of started calling him Coach Depot, and after a while, we eventually adopted the name, and that's all we call him now, and so it's kind of stuck. But aside from that, I just want to say that I appreciate all the 2 years that I've had with Coach Depot as my assistant coach. He's brought all the energy to our practice, whether it was from juggling footballs and shoes during halftime, or whether it was spinning different objects on his finger during practice. I just want to say I appreciate him. I'm grateful for all the years that I've had him as my assistant coach. And I just want to say thank you to him for doing that.
So one time I needed some spray paint, so I went down to my local Home Depot, and obviously Home Depot doesn't have any spotlights. It seemed like there was one above the paint department. So basking in the heavenly glow, there was an angel with an orange vest on. I still had to pay full price for the spray paint. All jokes aside, Coach Depot, when he was my age, life did not treat him well. We all know that. His faith and patience inspires me each and every day in all aspects of life. And it means a lot to me, a lot to my coaches, and it means a lot to my teammates. So we appreciate you, man. And we know you mean a lot to me, man. You mean a lot to Miss Becky. You mean a lot to my economics teacher. So.
I'd say it's been great getting to know you the past 2 years. I'd say before you were our coach, I never really talked to you, never acknowledged you as a person. But since then we've become great friends, and I really appreciate you. Every time I see you, he's always driving something or spinning something on his finger. So I just want to say thank you, Coach Depot.
I know I've only been here a short time. This is my first semester here, but in my year of playing football. Just being able to spend time with Coach Depot, it's been amazing. There's been several moments where I've been waiting on my parents to take me home because I don't have a car yet. I'm gonna get there, don't worry. But I would just sit with Coach Depot, and we would talk. I'd be able to watch him majestically with his yo-yo. It was amazing every time. I want to be like him one day. That's my main goal. But he's just an awesome inspiration to me. Just his athleticism, and so I just want to say thank you for everything that you taught me. Just your patience. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Taylor. Hi guys. So first, I love this guy, Coach Depot over here. So firstly, me and this guy, we go way back. And when I say way back, I mean way back on the field. Okay, so I play safety, and then this guy, he would always be standing right behind me. I have no idea why. Definitely not a cool guy or anything like that. But we would always talk, and then we would talk about defensive plays or something like that. And it was always funny because our head coach Zarn would be talking to the other players. But me and Coach Depot, we were like way back in the field just talking about whatever. I don't know. It was always a great time. I always look forward to it in practices and stuff like that. And I greatly appreciate you, Coach Depot, and helping me out because I always forgot those defensive plays. But I always knew Coach Depot was over here doing his like... What was the other ones, guys? Yeah, there we go. We always called out our defensive plays, so I'm very appreciative of Coach Depot, and thank you very much. And now our closing remarks from Ben Pulse.
Well, there's not much left to be said, but I know us all as a team appreciate Coach Depot. We appreciate him so much that we made a play named after him. If you want to know what that play name is, go ask him afterwards. Yeah, sure, he'd be glad to tell you. He was my personal favorite coach because he didn't make us run a lot, but no, but I don't know much else to say. But if you haven't seen him spin anything on his finger before, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen. He can literally take a folded chair and somehow spin it on his finger. I don't know how he can do it. But I appreciate him a lot. He taught me a lot about rushing and like much about defense. And I appreciate him a lot for that. Yeah. And I have Pastor Neil and Brother Becker come on up.
All right, thank you guys. We may have to revisit our policy on whether or not students can speak at these events. But before Coach Depot goes back to his seat, and before we take a little 10-minute intermission for everybody to go potty, I want to have Pastor come up, and it is the recommendation of the administration of Berean Christian Academy that we present the honorary graduate certificate to Mr. John Mark Corzine. We appreciate Brother John Mark, the work he does as a coach and the man that he is. And because of those health difficulties and things that Brother Nathan mentioned, he did not get to walk and graduate, but he is a Berean Christian Academy Hurricane. He always has been and he always will be. And this cap and gown has been in storage since his senior year, and it's actually his. With that said, we are going to take a 10-minute break. and give everybody a minute to stretch. Then we're going to do our basketball awards, and we're going to hear from the Brother Chaney. He's going to give us a challenge at the end. During the intermission, we actually have a table of honor set up for Brother John Mark over here, Coach Depot. And so we're actually going to give you an opportunity to come by and congratulate him. If you want to see some pictures of when he was a cute little kid and all that fun stuff that the seniors get to experience, you'll have that opportunity. So with that said, we'll be back in 10 minutes. I've got that as 7:50, all right?
We'll get started in about 3 minutes. 3 minutes. We'll get started in 3 minutes. Everyone will find their seat. We'll go ahead and get started. All right, looks like everyone's about in their seat or close to it. And it's not that I forgot about this, but I told Brother Medford wrong. And so Mrs. Narag, actually, if you can make your way to the front, you're next. So our Spirit Club was great this year. And they did a really good job, especially because they had 4 girls, unless someone was sick, which was most every game. And so they did a great job. So let's give it up for our Spirit Club. They did a great job this year.
Well, as all the other coaches have said, I want to start by thanking Brother Medford, Brother Zarn, and Pastor for the opportunity to do Spirit Club again this year. And Spirit Club, although it's not a sport necessarily, and we get flack for that, and barely get recognized sometimes. But although it's not a sport, it is all about the team, and it is all about the school, and that's what it is. It's not about who you are as an individual, but it's about who the team is and who the school is, and that's what Spirit Club's all about. It's not about doing things for the limelight for yourself. It's about putting others first. And that's what we try to instill in the girls in Spirit Club, is a spirit of putting others first, putting your school first, putting the team first, putting others above yourself. There's a reason that we don't call them cheerleaders. They're not getting out there and showing off what they can do, they're on the sidelines, cheering on the team, supporting the school, and showing school spirit. That's what Spirit Club is. It's the behind-the-scenes stuff that may not always get recognized. Sometimes you get a little recognition, but it may not always be recognized, and that's what it is, trying to instill in them that balance of it doesn't have to always be about you. It can be about others, and it can be about the team itself. All of the girls did good this year. We decorated the lockers. They wanted to make a banner, so we made a banner highlighting the senior guys and putting it up above the lockers for them. Those were things that they came up with and wanted to do. They all did good in making treats for the guys for the home games. And but out of the 4 that we had, it was a small number this year, but out of those 4, one really stood out above everything. This young lady always wanted to do things for others. She was the one that shot out ideas to me, hey, can we do this? Hey, can we do this? Hey, what about if we do this? All right, and she always wanted to do something for someone else. It wasn't about her. Hey, can we get up and do something and make ourselves this big thing? No, she always wanted to do something for somebody else. She tried to teach the other girls. She tried to teach them the cheers, and she tried to teach them, you know, this is how you do this, and this is how you do that. She showed school spirit in all areas. Not just in one, but in all areas, she showed school spirit. She cheered for everybody on the team, from the superstar to the underdog. She was cheering them on the same. No matter who they were, she was going to cheer for them the same as if they were the superstar. If they got in, she was going to cheer for them. She really exemplified exactly what Spirit Club is all about, someone else. And so this year's most spirited, but I would say it's more of a school spirit award than a most spirited award, is Evangeline Bassett.
All right, as we shift over to JV basketball. The JV season was interesting. I just want to start off with a few things. I want to start at number 1, obviously, with Brother Medford. Thank you so much for considering me as JV coach. I know every time when he walks by practice, you can kind of tell, back in my day, I used to shoot that thing, so I should show you a little something here and there. And there were times that he came to practice to teach his form to a couple of the guys, and I think it helped. I want to say thank you so much to Coach Zarn, as not only our head varsity coach, but our athletic director. He puts a lot of time into our sports program. He is late to bed, early to rise with our sports program. He's always scheduling games. He's always trying to make every aspect of our program better than it was the day before. And I want to thank him. You do not want to see our group chat time slots because they range from 8 o'clock in the morning to 2 in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. So he's always sending me stuff. We're always sending drills back and forth. Why? So that the guys can, and the guys and the ladies can do much better in their sports. So thank you so much, Coach Zarn. I want to say a special thank you to Pastor. I go to him every now and again. Hey, what do you do about this? How do you get these young guys, when you were coaching, to do this? Or how do you get them to make a left-handed layup? And he always had something to give me, to give to the guys. So I want to thank him. I want to thank Coach K, the better of the two Coach Ks. He was a great help to the JV guys every time he could come to practice, be at the game. So thank you, Coach K. All right, and I want to give a special thank you to the parents for everything that you put into the season. I know there was a lot of dirty laundry that needed to be cleaned that these JV guys had no idea what to do. There was a lot of times where I might have said, hey, this is what we're doing, when we're doing it, how we're doing it. Make sure your parents know. And as soon as they left practice, their memory RAM was cleared, and they forgot to tell you what they needed to tell you to be for all the games. There was a lot going on for JV, but I thank you so much for showing up to the games. To me, the JV games were more exciting than the varsity games, just to see what these little guys and the slightly older guys were going to get into, what kind of trouble that they were going to make. So thank you. I want to say thank you to the players for everything they put into the season. all the countless hours of practice, beating your head up against the wall, maybe not being able to do the things that you want to do on the next level, not getting there yet. Thank you so much for putting in all the hard work, all the practice time, showing up to all the games, doing what you're supposed to. One more special thank you. Thank you so much for all of you subscribing to my YouTube channel and being able to help so we can live stream the games. Mrs. Healy was telling me that with it being Taylor's senior year, his grandparents were able to tune in. All I needed was 50 subscribers, so thank you so much. Just don't forget to hit that like button so I can be the next Mr. Beast. All right, and I want to start off with our most improved award. Like I said, the word for the season was development. From summer camp until now, every single player, this is not just coach speak, but every single player improved. From J-Dog, Jaden, the oldest guy on the team, all the way down to the baby Canes at the end of the bench. Every one of them improved greatly. And in their minds, they might think, well, I didn't improve as much as I did. I think I did, or I thought I could have. But they did a wonderful job. Some of them can even dribble the ball with their left hand now. Left-handed layup is still out of the question, but we're getting there. We're getting there. They all improved. But for the most improved player, I had to think for a while about who improved the most. This player earned every minute that he played, even though he had never played organized basketball a day in his life. When he was on the floor, I struggled to take him out. And when he was on the bench, I didn't keep him there long, even though there were many times where he was giving me a health update. Brother Martinez, I feel like I'm going to throw up. Then go throw up, Brother Martinez. I don't know where my water bottle is. Well, go find one. All right. And when I was in 7th grade, I scored a grand total of 3 points, the very last shot of my game. And this player beat me by 1 point on 2 of the most impressive layups I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen a player take every ounce of his strength to throw the ball as high as he can without touching the glass and sinking a layup. So this year's Most Improved Player award goes to Mr. Noah Whitman. All right, and then finally the Coach's Award. This award goes to the player I could depend on the most, not just to score a bucket, but to lead the team. And if I'm honest, I thought of 2 players that fit that description. But the winner of this award would have been strongly considered for our most improved player if I hadn't already decided that they were going to get this one. He leveled up his game tremendously from last year, putting in the time over the summer. He was finding time to go play pickup whenever he could. He was at the gym. He was at the concrete slab getting shots up as much as he possibly could. He put in a lot of hard work and effort. He even grew a few inches over the summer. And those of us, we have our fingers crossed that he's got a couple more inches to go by his senior year. But the winner of the Coach's Award goes to Mr. Neil Montgomery.
Thank you so much. And excited for JV, and I hope that some of you that played football that didn't play JV basketball will come play JV basketball next year. It's a fun time, and it's a blast, and I'm glad Brother Martinez is there in charge of it. And so it was great. And so come and be a part, and we'll enjoy it. Now we get into the best sport of the year, the greatest of all time for sure. And we love basketball around here. And I love all the other sports, but basketball always will hold a dear place in my heart. What a great and fun year. Getting to be with these seniors for 4 straight years has been a blast. We've gotten to know each other very well. This year, I mean, we had guys that were new and, they didn't touch the line, and the seniors were all like, dude, touch the line because we don't want to start over. And they were great, and I appreciate them. We ended the year with a 12-0 regular season and 5-5 in tournament play. We implemented new offenses, new defensive schemes, and they just rolled with the punches. They were great. Fun to work with. We kept on the same page, and we kept a great spirit. I think that's something this year that I appreciated the most was everybody enjoyed being there all year. When guys would miss, they'd be like, dude, we're missing a piece that we need to make us whole. And it was such a fun time. One of the best things and greatest things you can ask my wife that I would do is I would rewind film and rewatch our bench. Our bench was awesome. I mean, they were over there doing, gang signs, all sorts of stuff, 6'7", all the stupid stuff, and they were doing great. And I enjoyed it so much because you could tell it was a team. Maybe they weren't in, but it was a team. And so I greatly appreciated them. These guys were practicing from July all the way to February. That's a lot. Rain, heat, cold, didn't matter. They practiced. They showed up. They gave their whole heart. When the final buzzer sounded and we had lost the game, while we lost the game, we'd won a life, I think, because we have learned that we can push through and work a little harder. We can be down and nobody thinks we can get back into a game, but then we win. We had learned that we can do anything that God has put in front of us because He let us take a small team of 9 people, 9, that's not even 5-on-5, who can't even scrimmage, and we went farther and we did more than we ever thought would be possible. They all gave their all. They did everything they could, and they have set up the next generation for success. And so I think this year's North champs, and they also won second place at the North Kissimmee tournament, and they also won second place at the Little Wussy Christmas tournament. And so, varsity, come on up. All right, thank you guys. You can be seated. All right, this year we'll start off with our most improved. Improvement sometimes comes as skill. A player gets better, more skilled. They work hard. And I think that this guy did get more skilled this year. But that's not the only improvement. And the improvement that this player made is sometimes the hardest in the part of the game. It's the mental aspect of the game. It's learning that failing is okay. You move on. I remember at the beginning of the year, he would shoot and miss, and he would get down on himself. He'd scratch his head, or he would, But by the end of the year, he just kept shooting. Make, miss, doesn't matter. Keep going. And I think, as a young man, and even as a grown man now, that's a great lesson. You fail, okay, we'll get back up, go to the next play, go to the next thing. And so this year's most improved player is Neil Montgomery. All right, next award will be our Heart Award. And I love Heart Awards. That's because that's the only thing I can win when I was playing. And because to win the Heart Award, you don't have to be skilled, you don't have to be talented, you don't have to be the highest jumper. You just have to put in the work. And this player, he put in the work. And sometimes I said I needed you at the beginning of the year. And sometimes he did not believe in himself. And I had people tell me he would be a detriment to our team. And that's just wrong. He wasn't. He was our biggest cheerleader. He was the one hyping everybody up. He came to every practice, except when he didn't come to school. But he killed it. And I love his tenacity. I love him coming to me and saying, Lazarn, what can I do? You can be the best cheerleader on that bench. You can do everything you can. And he gave everything he can. And so this year's Heart Award goes to our guy that almost got us CC's. And double high fives, Ben Pulse. All right, double high fives. That's great. This year, for our Defensive Player of the Year, we asked this guy to step up and move positions in our defensive scheme. We moved into a new defensive scheme, and I asked him to play the top when he doesn't like moving his feet. Then I moved him down low after he'd learned everything to do at the top. And he did everything, and he stepped up, and he did amazingly. Stats don't tell the whole story, because rebounds, there were a ton, but maybe not always there. Points, definitely never there. He scored 14 once, and I said, you had 14? He's like, I thought I had 4. And that just shows you this kind of player. But he played and let the other guys play free everywhere else because they knew that he had their back on the back end. And the part I love the most is even at the end of the year, he got injured, going up, trying to block somebody again. But he came back and played one more game. And even though he could not give 100%, he gave all that he could. And I will always appreciate that. And so this year's Defensive Player of the Year goes to Wilson. All right, and the one you were looking for, the last award of the night. I wrote this down so I could read it, or I typed it so I could read it, because I couldn't read my handwriting. Work hard in the dark to shine in the light. I think this encapsulates this player. In 9th grade, this player played but barely scored. No award. He scored more as a 10th grader and became a great defender. No award. 11th grade, he was the second leading scorer, great defender, and he won the Hart Award. This year, most points scored in BCA history game. Averaged 25 points per game. Still a great defender. He became a leader this year with his voice. He picked his team up, even as he sat on the bench with foul trouble. He pushed them to do more and become better players. I talked to his dad just the other day, and I said that I would miss him, but not for his talent. Although talented, it's because he didn't rely on that. I will miss his hard work. But I have to amend that statement, Brother Burns, because now I see guys who look to him and are working hard. I mean, as soon as they get home from the state tournament, they're shooting and already working out for next season. I will never get to see Nathan again in practice, but I will get to see his work ethic that he's put into these guys. And this year's Greg Neal MVP goes to Nathan Burns. All right, man, what a great year. Thank everybody so much. And this time, Brother Medford's going to come up and introduce our speaker. We'll have a short challenge, and then we have one more thing at the end. Look forward to that. Here we go.
All right, it's been a wonderful banquet so far, and we appreciate y'all coming. We appreciate the coaches. We appreciate you as families. Appreciate all of our athletes. But I'm excited for you to get to hear Brother Chaney tonight. Of course, he's the associate pastor at our church, Emmanuel Baptist, right here. And he is the pride of the 1976 graduating class of Booker T. Washington High School in Atlanta, Georgia. A basketball MVP winner. I don't know, Brother Martinez just chat GPT'd this information, so this is not verified. But an MVP basketball award winner, so we appreciate him coming and joining us for this exciting night. And he's got a challenge for us. It's going to be a challenge for our athletes. It's going to be a challenge for us, everyone who's here. It's going to come from the Word of God, and we're looking forward to it. We appreciate him and his over 20 years of service in the Coast Guard, retiring as a senior chief petty officer. So we appreciate his service to our country, as well as his service to the Lord, and we'll hear from him now.
All right. It's been a great night, and challenges are good as well. You guys have done a wonderful job, the whole team. And I'm thinking teamwork. I've been thinking about teamwork. And let me give you the definition of teamwork. The combined action of a group to achieve a common goal or to complete a task in an effective, efficient way. And that is what has happened. That is why we're able to have a great night like tonight. All the awards, all the accolades, the different things said about individual achievement, group, is because of the common goal, the task. And it is perpetual. It is important. It's not an event, it's a process. And everything tonight has been a part of the process. Matter of fact, this event is a part of the process. And the process is becoming more holy, gaining more character, becoming more pleasing in our Lord's sight. This is a Christian institution, academy. This is a Christian church. This is a Bible-believing church, and sports is a big deal. It is a big deal, and it's more than playing. It is playing, but it's more than that. And so I want to just say a few things in way of challenging the seniors, challenging those coming up. I like the 5th and 6th grade, those coming up, and just everybody that's here. I think we'll be gone. It's a good meal. Really, I didn't get to eat yet. I don't eat before I preach and speak. Sometimes I'm too dramatic and it wants to come out more than the words. I'll hold that stuff for later. But I like to say, as far as teamwork, first of all, works. Teamwork builds character. It builds unity. I heard the word develop. You don't stop developing when you graduate. You don't stop developing after the season is over. The season really isn't over because of the teammates, the real team, the full team. And I want to say the team can be good or a team can be bad. This team is good. A team can be godly, a team can be ungodly. This is a godly team. A godly team is successful. It is a successful team. Because that's the goal, to not just be good, but to be godly. The goal is not to just be a good husband or a good wife, a good parent, a good staff member, or a good preacher, but a godly woman. Godly. And the team is actually more than the players you saw up here. And I know you know that. But the team is pastor. The team is the deacon. The team is the parents, grandparents. Was it for the grandparents? It would be in the parent, it would be you. But the team is also, of course, the players, but the principal. The team is the coaches. The team is the church. And the team is, God is a part of the team. This is not a team that left God out. You can't be godly without God, because God is God's word. God's word. And so this team is a great team. Teachers, music teachers, Sunday school teachers, primary age, junior. Are you with me? You're the team. We all are the team. The spirit group, is that what they call it? The spirit club? We're all part of the team. This is the team. And it's a perpetual team. It's a team that's always developing. It's a team with the mindset of participation. It's a team that's never ending. When it ends, it's like you failed. And so I'm so thankful for this team. And as I thought on tonight, I thought about an event in the Bible. I like to be biblical. I like to think biblical. I like to act biblical. I like to really I love the Bible. And one event in the Bible was when David and his men, in 1 Samuel 30, had gone away. They came back. Ziklag was burned. And all the wives, children was taken. The city was burned. And everybody was in distress. David was in great distress. The people talked about stoning David. And I look at that event, and of course, you know, David, the first thing he did is encourage himself in the Lord. Okay? And to get God in. Now, there's a team there. And look at David as, if you would, the coaches, parents, pastors, teachers. If you don't encourage yourself sometimes, there's no way you're going to be able to work and help develop the players. If David did not encourage himself in the Lord, they never would have got their wives and children back. Because they was talking about even stoning him. And I just want to say thanks to the team. In times, I mean the leaders in the team, now leader, in the team that encouraged themselves so that everyone else could play as a teammates and accomplish what the goal is. Do that doesn't happen. Thanks, parents. Thanks. I mean, all the practice, getting them there, getting them to the game, in school. It's just so much goes into that. On that team that David had, I just want to say this. God was a part of the team. David, 200 men that could not go to the battle because they were faint and weary. So they stayed by the stuff. And those of you that have been in the military, those of you been in the Navy, you understand what it is when you go out and somebody stay by the stuff. If you don't have them stand by the stuff, the children don't turn out the way they turn out. You come back, you don't have a home, the bill's not paid, whatever. And so the people that stay by the stuff is a part of the team. Okay? and they are to be treated a certain way. There's some things I see here, and I'm more than halfway done. But I think a charge is just as important as everything else, because a charge can influence someone, a charge can inspire someone, a charge can impact, bring people together to accomplish the goal, to achieve the task, to keep the process going. And I just want you guys graduating, and those of you that's coming up, Ramil, I think I want you to be thinking, Solomon, I want you guys to be thinking, okay, this is part of the process. And I got to keep going. I got to keep growing. I got to keep developing. I look over, I see Damon, I think, I'm thinking, man, what a team. And he's part of that team too, you know. And, but you got to keep going. You got to keep growing. You got to keep encouraging yourself. You got to keep using the things that you learned as a teammate on this basketball, football, volleyball. I mean, you still got to be what do you do? You set up, what they do, you set up the one that run the nets and hit the ball, you set up a setter or something. I think you're a setter, I don't know. But you got to keep setting. You got to get in the choir, you got to get into different ministries. You got to get in the church, keep setting. You get in the family, become a mom, you keep setting up. You okay? Everybody's all right? Everybody's all right in here? All right. You got to keep being a server. Those of you that serve and great server, you got to keep doing it. The defense, you got to keep doing it. It's not over. This is just an opportunity. This is a part of the process. It doesn't end here. It doesn't end. It's just really beginning. Okay? And we want to take these skills, these things we've learned, this character building, the shortcomings that have been taken away, and you're developing just good skills and people skills and teamwork skills. Then you take it into the ministry. Then you take it into your business, into your career, into the ministry. You with me? Okay? And so everybody here is a part of the team. We've got to stay active. The 400 that went to the battle was a part of the team. The ones that was taken captive was a part of the team. Okay? And as far as the team, everybody's a part of the team. And so thank you for being that. Thank you for inquiring of the Lord like David did. Like, what should we do? How should we go? Coaches, I know you're praying a lot. I know if you're up to 2, 3, 4 o'clock, it's praying going on. I understand that. But one of the things about sports really helped me to gain confidence, you understand what I'm saying? To have confidence. And yes, confidence in the Lord, but just have some confidence to kind of, if you would, man up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And so sports is good for that. It taught me how to not just use my individual talents and skills. I had a lot of individual skills. I could just, and I didn't care about team. I just wanted to, do my thing and shoot my, just play my game, run track, pole ball, go, pole vault the high as I could or whatever. But coaches and teachers and pastors and preachers and different ones taught me how to see the big picture, to how to become a team player. Okay? And that's what you are. And this is a successful team. You guys done so great. And you might not be coaching Beth right now, but you're still a part of the process. That was part of the process. And those you brought along, and the coaches now out there, Neil is doing a great job. It's good. There's some things I see here that's necessary, because remember now, to consider about teamwork, about being a teammate. And I know you said a lot of things tonight, and it's good. But here's one thing that I saw in this team that I learned from David is this. Teamwork works when you show your respect to your teammates. Show respect. Not like the ones when they came back, oh, just give them their wives and children and send them away. David said, no, we're not going to deal with it like that. They are part of the team. Those that stay by the stuff are part. If not, we come back. We don't have any stuff. Okay? Everybody's a part of the team. And you don't just show respect to the forward or the guard or the center or the server or the defense person. You show respect to the parents. You show respect to the teachers in the academy, to the pastor, to the staff, to the deacons, to the other parents. As a team, we show respect to one another. Not just on the football field, not just on the hardwood, not just around the net, running the nets, but also in the ministry, also on the bus routes, in the choir, in the orchestra, in the sound ministry, in the sound booth. And you got me? You feel me? Huh? Okay. So the event of playing football or playing basketball for 2 years, 2 years, Wilson, you really coming along. I watch you doing real good, bro. I mean, you really did good this year. But look, those events are only part of the process. But you want to participate, you want to do well with the event. This is a great event tonight. But it doesn't stop here. It's part of the process. People are process. People aren't events. So thanks, coaches, for that. But you have to show respect. Now, it's a lot to say, but let me get the second. Only 3 things. Get the second. Teamwork works when we're showing respect. Keep showing respect. Because to be a leader, you have to be able to show respect. That way people intentionally line up behind you and follow you. You don't have to mandate. So continue to show respect. The second thing, stay in your role. Stay in your role on your team. I mean, if you're a defensive player, you don't try to be a great server or whatever or something on the volleyball, but you got to stay in your role. Middle line, I mean, you can hit, you can tackle, you're looking for somebody to hit, well, you might not be good as a receiver, I don't know. But stay in your role. Stay in your lane. Be good at your role. The best teams are the teams where people are able to stay in their role, do their role, you understand what I mean? Your responsibility, what you're accountable for, learn to do that and do it well. Everybody understand that? That's not complicated. And so the thing is, if your role is to teach, if your role is to coach, your role is to get them to practice, your role is to teach them as juniors, and teach them as primaries, and teach them as teens, if the role is to encourage and just pat them on the back, whatever it is, stay with your role. Just stay with your role. Because it worked. All right? Simple. Last thing. Not only do you show respect, those of you in the 5th and 6th grade, those of you coming up, learn to show respect. Those of you that are going out, continue to show respect. Those of you that's coming up, stay with the role. Learn your role. You might have several roles. Whatever role the coach tells you to play, you just get in that role. Trust them. Stay a role player. The last one, share your rewards. Share your rewards with the teammates. Share the accolades. Share the praise. You understand what I'm saying? Share it. Share the recognition. Share the profit. Share it with one another. Continue to share it. David said, those that went to the battle were part like the ones that's at the stuff. We're going to part of life. They got a lot of spoil. They got everything back, but they got a lot of extra. And the team did not want to share the extra because they didn't go into the 200 didn't go into the battle. And David said, no, it's not going to be like that. We're going to part alike. We're going to share it alike. There may be only one person can come up on the podium and get you the award, but everybody can share the reward. They can share it. Take it home. Thanks, Mom. This is you. Dad, this is you. This is you. Brother Damon, this is you. Coach, this is you. Sunday school teachers, this is you. Everybody with me? Pastor, this is you. Share the rewards. Learn to share the rewards. And when we learn to do that, it continues to be an ongoing process. It continues to be development. All right? You guys good with that? All right. On back up here. All right. Great job. You're doing a great job. Slow down a little bit. I see you come back in there to the back.
All right, well, thank you again to everybody, and a special thank you to my wife. I didn't get to mention her earlier, and she had stepped out, so now she's in here, and she loves attention. And but she puts up with me coming home after every game and throwing it on the big screen, and we watch every game together after watching every game together. And so I appreciate her and appreciate her willingness and her effort. It's also my son's birthday, so happy birthday, buddy. All right, and Nathan's birthday, but you know, Bubba's birthday. All right, and so I'm very excited about the next thing we have. In previous years, and some of the coaches talked about this, we've had our summer program, and this year, just due to our summers being full, we're changing up our summer program somewhat. And so we're going to, I'll hand these out at the end so you pay attention, but we're going to change up our summer program a little bit, and I am always trying to improve. And one thing I think that we can improve on is a gymnasium. And so next year we've secured a gymnasium for volleyball. For every home game will be in the gym. We've secured for this summer practice, it's only going to be 2 weeks long. It's going to be 8 a.m. to 12 noon, whatever that's called, p.m., a.m., I don't know. And from 8 to midnight, I couldn't deal with that. 8 to noon, and it'll be 2 weeks. It'll be July 6th to the 17th, and it'll be in a gymnasium. So the girls will be on one court, the guys will be on another court. And this is for football, basketball, volleyball. We will also, just because there's been demand for it, we'll be inviting different schools to bring in their kids as well. They'll be practicing. This will be a time to get in shape, get ready for the next year, learn new skills, all sorts of things. There is a price to that because I wish I could get a gym for free. If one of you want to build one, it'll be free. Right? But since it hasn't happened yet and probably won't happen by the summertime, there is a price for it. It'll be $200 for both weeks or $100 per week, depending on however you can. If you need help with that, please come to me because we have plenty of avenues of fundraising. We have discount cards. We have they can get sponsorships to cover this. They can, come work. There's plenty of work to be done. And so don't let the price scare you. But also, if you ever get an opportunity, look up prices of how much 2 weeks of training costs. And $200 is at the bottom of the barrel. But thank you so much for everything. So I'll have these guys right here. Y'all hand these out to everybody. If you know of anybody that wants to come, we're opening it up to anybody that wants to come and be a part. My phone number is on there, so give them out to if you have kids people you know. Now we'll be giving them to all of the schools in our district. They'll be sending students. I've already got confirmation from a couple of them. And so I look forward to this, July 6th through 17th. And then the rest of the summer is free for everything else that we do. And so that'll be a lot of fun, and I look forward to that next year. If you want to sign up already, I have a sign-up sheet, so you can come sign up, and I would love that. And you don't have to pay right now unless you want to. If you want to pay right now, see Mrs. Nayrak. He always takes money, and that'll be a great time. So thank you again for a great year, and let's give everyone a round of applause again for a great school year. you are dismissed. Have a great night. Thank you so much. Come take pictures up here if you want to. And there's some water up here, sweet tea, and have a wonderful night. Thank you. Real quick announcement before you head out. Because I did not write it down on my speech, if I could have all the JV players come up to the front, we can take a picture. And listen, I know there were a few of you who, whether it was academically or another reason, you had to drop out of the team. I'd still love you to come up and take a picture. All the JV players, come on up. Basketball players. JV basketball players. Sorry about that.
Don't make fun of Dylan like that.
Hannah, please don't go for me.
Like 3 days a week? Or is it like
I think we're trying to do 4 days. I think we might be able to do it. I think it's
like
5
Monday
days.
through
Monday through Friday. Yeah, and it'll be more like
have an overnight camp.
that'd be fine. Maybe we can do that next.